Hello, and first off, Genesis chapter 35, verse 1. Then God said to Jacob, Go up to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to God. God asked Jacob to build an altar to God, who appeared to you when you were fleeing from your brother Esau. Does God say, Go build an altar to me when I appear? No, he says, to God who appeared to you. And if you want, it says this in every translation. Yeah, build an altar there to God. Build an altar there to God, to God. King James Version, make it there an altar unto God and gods. Yes. So God's telling Jacob to build an altar to God. The word for God, first time around, is Elohim, which is a word for spiritual beings, and God, or just El usually for God, because that's just the word for God. No, the Israelites weren't supposed to be polytheistic. And then the second time the word for God is mighty, the Almighty. I'll translate into English, of course. So, who's the Almighty? Well, obviously it would be God. But who's talking to Jacob? God. There's the Trinity referenced in this book, in this verse. Now, I'm not saying Jacob had like this 100% great understanding and concept of the Trinity. But God, who inspired these words to be written, put it in there over time so people would know. And not only is this new revelation fully revealed later on in the Bible, in the New Testament, it's always been there. It wasn't something just made up randomly. Yeah, and I can link the thing to Bible Hub in the description. Anyway, so Jacob said to his household and to all who were with him, Get rid of the foreign gods you have with you and purify yourselves and change your clothes as like a way of becoming clean, showing that they have a new life by taking off the oath and putting on. Then come, let us go up to Bethel, where I will build an altar to God, who answered me in the days of my distress, and who has been with me wherever I gone. So they gave Jacob all of the foreign gods they had, and the rings in their ears, and Jacob buried them under the oak tree at Shittim. Jacob buried all these foreign gods and rings. My rings in the air used to be signing that you were a prostitute. Then they set out in terror, and the terror of God fell upon the towns all around them, so no one pursued them. So that whole incident before where Jacob's like, oh no, I thought I'd become like a bother to all these. No, God's just like, no, don't attack these people, or I will destroy all of you. Jacob and all of the people with him came to Luz, that is Bethel, because places can have multiple names and multiple languages back then. A thing in the land of Canaan. There he built an altar and called the place Bel-Ethel, means the God of Bethel, because it was there God revealed himself to him where he was fleeing from his brother. Yes, building multiple altars. Is there a problem with that? Problem. Now Deborah, Rebecca's nurse, died and was buried under the oak tree at Bethel. So It was called Ellen Betreth, means oak of weeping. Yes. After Jacob returned to Pandan Aram, God appeared to him again and blessed him. And God said to him, Your name is Jacob, but you will no longer be called Jacob. Your name will be Israel." So he named him Israel. He already named him Israel. Yeah, there's this whole renaming thing. I'll link a video where over the supposed contradictions. They're not contradictions. And God said to him, "I am God Almighty." So he is God Almighty. Okay. E. El Shaddai. Be fruitful and increase in number. A nation and a community of nations will come from you. Kings will come from your body. And the land I gave to Abraham and Isaac, I also give to you. And I will give this land to your descendants after you. Then God went up from him and at the place where he had talked with him. So Jacob set up a stone pillar at the place where God talked with him. He poured out a drink offering on it. He also poured out oil on it. Jacob called the place where God talked with him Bethel. Yes. There can be multiple names of the same thing. So we found the Trinity in here, and well, what else can you extrapolate? So it's super bright out that window, as you can see. That's the sun. Anyway, next time, some people are going die. They're going to die. Yeah. Anyway, go watch my other stuff.